Hi, this is Mrs. Swigart, and today we're going to be talking about Lesson 1.4, the Distributive Property. Now, I'm sure this is a review. You surely had this last year, son. Okay, the objective is to use the distributive property to simplify variable expressions. Now, what is the distributive property? You have A, parentheses, A plus B equals A times B plus A times C. So in other words, you're multiplying that A out in the front times every term inside the parenthesis. Now, or you could also have a negative in there. Make sure your negative is in your answer though. Okay? Now, let's see this in operations. Now, order of operation versus the distribution property, you can still add if it's numbers and get 48. It's a little easier than distributing it and getting 18 and 30 and then having to add to get your 48. You still get the same number. So why do we need the distributive property? Here's why. Sometimes you have variables. That's the whole purpose of the distributive property. So 3 times x would give 3x, and 3 times 7 would give us 21. Now, sometimes like before, you can have a negative inside the parentheses. Just make sure you take that into consideration when you're working it. So 2 times a is 2a, and then 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Negative 7 times 8 is negative 56. Negative 7 times negative m would be positive 7m. And then 3 times 4 is 12, and then 3 times negative a is negative 3a. Now, it's not a problem for it to be on the back either. It's still the distributive property. So 3 times 5 is 15, and then 5 times negative k is negative 5k. Simple enough? Now, let's look at some problems just slightly harder. The difference here is we have a variable on the outside as well. So we've got to remember to apply our exponents. Okay? So 5a times 4 is 20a. And then 5 times negative a is negative 5a squared. Get it? We can also have negatives on the outside, but it still doesn't change it much. Negative 5 times 2 is 10, and then m times m is m squared. Negative 5 times 3 is negative 15, and then m. Now this one is unique. Notice there's no 1. There's no number, and it's an implied 1. In algebra, you have a lot of implied ones, so be watching for them. They happen a lot. Basically, it changes everything to the opposite inside the parentheses. It's just like multiplying by negative 1. So in a sense, you could say negative 1 times negative 3 gives me positive 3. Negative 1 times negative r gives me positive r. Or just change the signs to the opposite of what they are. It's up to you. 9, same thing. It doesn't matter whether it's on the back or not. So negative 3y times 6, and then negative 3y times negative 2y. So it gives you negative 18y plus 6 and 2 to the second power. And then the last one, got that negative in front. It's so much easier just to change all the signs to the opposite of what they are. So the 3x becomes positive, the negative 2x, the 2x becomes negative, and the negative 7 becomes positive. Now we're going to look at one more thing. It's another way to write it, and it's a geometric model for distribution. Now you see our problem down here in the corner, 9 times parentheses 4 minus x. Well, you can put the 4 minus x on top and the 9 on the side, and then you can do 9 times 4 is 36, and 9 times negative x is negative 9x, which is the same exact thing. You'll come out with the same answer. So if the box helps you, use it. But you don't have to on this particular problem. There'll be problems later that I require the box, but not today. Well, that's it. I hope you do well in class tomorrow. Good luck. Bye.